Because I know people, they just like go crazy with influencers and Facebook ads. They think that if they just spend a bunch of money, they'll just get their first sale, and it doesn't work like that. What's going on, guys? Noah Burr here with another video. So today I'm going to be talking about how to get your first sale with Shopify. Now, this isn't going to be like everybody else talking about like theme design and you know, different ad strategies. Like, this is basically just going to be a mindset thing, because that's mostly what it is. You know, strategy, the way your store is set up, like all that stuff is out there. You just got to go find it. So I kind of want to bring a little bit of a different twist to it. Maybe change up your mindset a little bit so that you can actually go out there and implement what you've learned and actually get the results. Because there's strategical, there's technical, and then there's the mindset part of it. And those three things are very important. So strategical is like, you know, what exactly are you going to do? Like, what's the strategy? How are you going to run ads? Technical is like, what buttons do you click to make this happen? And then mindset is like, you know, actually doing it, like your mind frame that you're in to know that you just keep going, you know, all those different things. I basically have 4 things right here, and these are the 4 things that I think are most important when it comes to starting up a new Shopify store. And what you have to understand is what's most important is you getting up on your feet and getting revenue. Because if you're just like one of those people who's been doing it for 3 months and you haven't had one sale, like, you're gonna get very discouraged. Now, this is perfectly normal. Like, everybody goes through this. In businesses that I started before I started seeing success and momentum, this is exactly what would happen to me. I would go a month or 2 without any result at all, and I would just quit, because like, it was just like, this isn't gonna work for me. But the number one important thing, and this isn't a part of my list, I'm just slinging this off the top of my head, is you need to get momentum. And this goes for any new business venture, anything that you do. Once you get momentum, you have a reason to keep going. You know, once you get that first sale, you have a reason to keep going. So what do you need to do to get your first sale? The first thing that I want to point out is it's not about getting your first sale, okay? It's about momentum. It's about doing the right thing that will position you for what you want in the future. So everybody talks about getting their first sale like it's this big accomplishment, but it's really not. Like, getting your first sale is something that should just happen. It's not really that hard to get one sale. What you should be looking forward to, and what you should be working towards is becoming a master at what you're doing. Because if you focus on becoming a master at what you're doing, the sales will just follow. So it's like the sale is just kind of like an afterthought of focusing on the right things. And if you're just always focused on getting your first sale, you might not always be focused on the right things. You know, focusing on following the strategy, focusing on testing good products, like that sort of thing. Which is like, what I'm trying to say is, it's not about your first sale. It's about indulging yourself in the business that you're in, which in this case would probably be e-commerce. You know, indulging yourself in e-commerce until you get the first sale. That's like what you should be looking forward to. That's what you should be working for. Like, okay, I understand this thing enough to where I can go out and get a sale. It's not a problem anymore. What I'm trying to say is, it's momentum. Like, once you get out of that rut where you're just plateaued, you're losing money, you're not getting any momentum at all, and you start getting momentum, everything seems much easier. So you want to get to a point where you can comfortably say, like, I can get my first sale. Like, I can open up a store and get a sale in a week or something, or within $100 or within $200, like whatever it is. You should be way more happy about that than just trying to get your first sale. Because I know people, they just like go crazy with influencers and Facebook ads. They think that if they just spend a bunch of money, they'll just get their first sale, and it doesn't work like that. Like, I've seen people spend $4 grand without their first sale yet. So it's not like, you want to focus on the right thing. Like, you want to focus on strategy. That's what I say. Focus on strategy, and the first sale will just come with it. Number 2, test more unique products. There's, like, in the past year, I've seen a lot of success with just testing like the regular old dropship products. Like, everybody's heard of them, everybody's testing them, but it'll actually work. Like, you'll actually get sales on them because they're viral products. Like, they make a lot of sales just because of the video or whatnot. But moving into this quarter 4 of 2018, I'm seeing that the more unique your product is, the better it's gonna sell. And this is just based off of actually me going out and testing unique products, like products that I've never even seen before or heard of, and just putting it out there, you know, making my own video, or customizing my own graphics, just that sort of thing. And it just works really, really well right now. So going out there testing really unique products can work to make your first sale. And there's also multiple different strategies that go along with this unique product thing. So that's like a whole other subject. I haven't made any videos on that yet, except for the one I uploaded yesterday. You can find them, but there's a special technique that I use to test those unique products as well. But it's not fully developed yet. You know, as you know, I don't like putting things out there that aren't proven over and over and over again. So right now, I'm just gonna keep that on the down low. But another thing is don't quit and don't expect to make it quick. Your first sale, like, cool, it's momentum. Like, it's gonna get you up the next morning ready to get your second sale, and then so on and so on and so on. But either way, like, you can be following the right strategy, you can have the right mindset, and you can be testing really good products, and still it could be a month or two before you find a winning product. This is not like there's always a question of whether this is gonna work for you or not, but this is totally normal. Like, if you think of any business model ever, there's people who see success really quickly, and there's people who take a little bit of time. Whatever reason it is, it doesn't matter. Okay, like, there's a reason for it, and you can either, you know, reach out to somebody and get help, or you can just keep doing what you're doing, but make sure that you're doing it right. And that brings me into number 4, which, and I've seen this time and time again, like, if you're spending a ton of money and you still haven't gotten your first sale, or you still haven't seen any momentum that you can actually grip onto, then most likely the problem is you don't have a mentor. Like, there could be something super small that's preventing you from getting a sale that somebody like me or some other mentor can come in and look at and say, like, oh shit, this is what you're doing, that's wrong, we need to fix that. And then you can turn around and get a sale, like, in your first day of just fixing that one thing. So the rule of thumb is, like, if I see anybody spend over, you know, $500 without their first sale, there's probably something wrong. And I'm not saying $500 without a winning product, but without a sale at all. So it's either your strategy, either the products that you're testing. It could be the way that your store is set up. Like, there's so many different things. Like, I've had somebody spend $1,000 on ads and then not even realize that they were charging $30 for shipping on their store. So no shit, nobody's buying. Okay, like, I just looked at that, I figured it out in 2 seconds, and then we went off, we spent like $300 and we actually found a winner. So it's like, if you're spending money and you just can't seem to figure it out on your own, please do not be scared to go out and pay for a mentor, because that $500 could have gotten you a pretty decent mentor, okay? And the next $500 that you spend on your ads will actually be a lot more quality. So this is I'm gonna recap for you. So basically, don't focus on your first sale, focusing on mastering your strategy and getting good at getting your first sale. The sale will just come. Test more unique products. Like, stop trying to test like the wolf mug, you know what I mean? Like, things that are already known by everybody, and test it a million times. Don't quit and don't expect it to happen quick. Even though it has for some people, it might not for you, and that's not a bad thing if it doesn't happen quick for you. It just means you haven't been doing it long enough. So, and then the next thing is, like, if you're just spending a ton of money, a ton of time doing it, and you still haven't gotten your first sale, or you still haven't gotten your first bit of momentum, just get a mentor. Like, even if you're against paying a coach or something, like, I've changed so many lives just by coming in and looking at what people are doing, and then just changing like 1 or 2 things, and then they just start blowing up. You know, they turn into a 6-figure store, multi-5-figure a month store, whatever it is. Just because you're struggling with something, like, I don't know what it is. Nobody's gonna know what it is until they actually look at what you're doing. But listen, making your first sale, if you talk to anybody who has done it already, they're gonna say it's pretty easy. But if you talk to anybody who hasn't done it already, they're gonna say that it is difficult and they just wanna hit it. But I'm telling you right now, I was always the one to question whether it's real or not, like whether people will actually pay $60 for something that you can buy for $20. But the answer is yes, and the reason for that is just because you're coming to them and you have a good video and you have a good description, like you're providing value to somebody. So if it's worth that, just trust me. If you haven't made your sale yet, you will. Just don't give up and keep going.